On March 1st, the weekly update from Chancellor Everts was emailed to all App State students, faculty, and staff. Nestled into the end of this email was a paragraph describing plans to remodel the Freedom of Expression tunnel. While Off the Rack is in the heart of King Street, you can't miss it. That's why Ansel and his dad knew they had to have a location right here in Boone. King Street is home to many memorable landmarks, including my buddy Doc Watson here. But if you look a little past Doc and his bench, you'll find Lost Province. Once the performances ended, the top 3 bands made their way down Howard Street for the finale of the Battle of the Bands at South End Brewing Company. They have Rose, better known as Central, and Trivet. This is on the smaller end of schools, with UNC and NC State having 5 to 6 dining halls on their campus. If you're a seasoned thrifter, you'll know that finds like these are hard to come by. That's what Off the Rack, the newest addition to Boone's vintage scene, is trying to accomplish.
The whole idea for this was just giving somebody a store where they don't have to go and take the time to thrift it. It's all here.
You may be wondering who this young man is, and you may be surprised to hear he's the founder of Off the Rack.
I'm Anson Limley, basically the founder of it, the one that started the whole thing. Starting a clothing store, everybody, it starts when you have to go thrifting. You have to go to the Goodwill bins and handpick every piece yourself.
Ansel has successfully opened 2 stores in the past 2 years, but he's still in high school.
I'm 18. Yeah, I'm still a senior in high school, yep. I'm actually from Winston-Salem. I go to Hopland Christian Academy though.
Like me, you may wonder, how does a senior in Winston-Salem run a store in Boone?
So me and my dad actually run this location, and then we have a guy named Fabio that runs our Winston location. My dad's up here basically every day doing it.
If you've heard of Kicks on King Street, another premium vintage store founded by a high schooler right here in Boone, you'll know that a similar concept failed for them, as Kicks on King Street closed within its first year of operation. So how will Off the Rack succeed where Kicks on King failed?
I think we do a lot of more earth tone stuff up here. So Winston, we try to do more of like the streetwear, the big graphic. Here we do more of like the earth tones. We brought the beanies, more cargo pants, not snow jackets, but kind of heavier jackets for the snowboarder.
And a big difference between the 2 stores is location. Kicks on King Street was all the way down King Street by Earth Fair, while Off the Rack is in the heart of King Street. You can't miss it. That's why Ansel and his dad knew they had to have a location right here in Boone.
My dad actually took a trip up here and he saw how much foot traffic downtown Boone gets, and we knew that the foot traffic here in a vintage store would kill it.
So if you're on King Street and have a soft spot for 90s clothes and knickknacks, stop by Off the Rack. On March 1st, the weekly update from Chancellor Everts was emailed to all App State students, faculty, and staff. Nestled into the end of this email was a paragraph describing plans to remodel the Freedom of Expression tunnel. Chancellor Everts said, "The tunnels, which for many years have been dark and covered in graffiti, are now on their way to becoming bright, secure pathways that reflect school spirit." Expression tunnels aren't a new concept. NC State has had one since 1967, while App State has been here since 2009. There are examples of these tunnels being used to promote hate rather than artistic expression. Since they're open to everyone, you're bound to get some people writing inappropriate or even hateful speech at times. If you've walked through these tunnels, you know what I'm talking about. I believe this is what the university was trying to address with their recent changes. And while I agree with addressing the issue, I do not agree with their solution. NC State was faced with a similar situation, and instead of axing expression, they embraced it. Every Monday, NC State holds their Cypher event, where local artists and musicians share their work. This promotes the purpose of the tunnels, artistic expression. Instead of abandoning said expression, I would encourage App State to take inspiration from NC State. There are beautiful hand-painted murals all around Boone, and the tunnels could have added to that. All App State would have to do is allow commissioned artists and students to paint in the tunnels. In this case, the university would still be supporting artistic expression while removing the possibility of hateful speech. Regardless, as you can see, construction is already underway. Do you agree with the changes? I'm Lucas Warren with Opinionated on AWN. As a sustainable campus, one of the ways App State keeps down waste is their composting facility.
There's a real big push for the compost because it's kind of a low-hanging fruit, but there's a lot of work involved in it.
This is Grant Powers, the Facility Maintenance Supervisor for Waste Management at App State, a job that has Grant wearing a lot of different hats.
I manage recycling, trash, compost, scrap metal, electronics, universal waste, which is batteries and bulbs, and probably some other stuff I'm not thinking of.
While composting used to be just one of Grant's many responsibilities, changes to the dining system has made it his main priority.
We went from doing probably 2 pickups a week and probably do one of these bays in about a month to doing pickups every day and doing one of these bays in a week. That bay is about 12 and a half, 13 tons. That's about a week's worth.
This increase in food waste is caused by the university shifting to an all-you-can-eat dining model. This is problematic for Grant because composting isn't a quick process.
It's got to reach 131 degrees and maintain that for 4 consecutive days. Once it does that, we'll let it sit for usually about 10 more days. Then we take it to a curing area. From start to finish, you want to let it sit up there for at least 90 days.
Even after all this time, Grant says the product is still not the best.
We had compost containers throughout campus, and they wound up being trash cans.
And added to Grant's worries is the possibility of losing his curing spot, as the university plans on building housing on this land. While Grant has his hands full, he wants to clarify this isn't the fault of the dining staff.
First of all, the all-you-can-eat is to help battle food insecurities, which I understand that. We could stand a little more education. Somebody your age, a student, would already have the mindset to recycle and to compost things, but so many don't. So I think we need to push that pretty hard.
App State does what it can to keep down waste, but one of the facilities keeping this university sustainable needs their support, and currently they're not getting it. I'm Lucas Warren with App TV.